Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I'm your host, Dan the Law.
And
Rita.
I'm over here in my corner dreaming Tabitha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's fall season, everybody. The crisp smell of apples and cider in the air. Not really, at least not where I live. It's hot. It sucks. It should be cold. What about you, Dan? You live in New York? Is it the
Uh,
perfect
it's
hallmark
it's
weather
getting
where you're
it,
at?
it's getting chilly. Yeah, it's getting chilly. At the time of this beautiful recording, it's not too cold right at the moment, but it's getting there.
Global warming.
This coming week, as I'm traveling, it says it's supposed to be cold. So
Yeah. Well, we can't let the weather take away the holiday spirit, the season's greetings. And so, of
that's right.
course, tonight we are doing a movie that is all about, was it Thanksgiving? Sort of, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Not really, a little bit.
Just a little, yes.
I've never heard of free birds in my life. So when Dan suggested this, I'm like, what? I don't know. It's a movie about turkeys. I thought they were chickens when I first saw the picture too. I was like, oh, it's okay. What is this? I didn't realize it was a Thanksgiving movie. So
I tried to stay, holiday season-y.
Holiday season. Yeah, and it does seem like Thanksgiving is a holiday that there's not necessarily too many attempts at making movies and stuff like that about. It's always typically, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. You don't really get many St. Patrick's Days, Columbus Days.
Right. That's true.
Grandparents' Day movies. So
well, there's Easter, but that's more toward
yeah, it's definitely more a religious holiday than it is.
Except for a couple of those bunny movies out there.
It's true. Where we did the movie Hop, you can always go back and check
out
our review on that movie. There, it's great. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. But today we're doing Freebirds. So
Freebirds.
Let's get into it. Freedom. Okay. Is this the Braveheart of turkey movies? Freedom.
I think so. Freedom. That's right.
Because a couple of those turkeys have their faces painted too. So
yeah, that's right. Solo Lobo.
There we go.
Definitely got to be. So by the end of this, we'll just tell everybody go eat your pizza for Thanksgiving. But
Oh, plot spoiler.
Oh.
Of course, this movie's been out since 2013. How have I never heard of this film? At least in whispers in the wind. I used to work at a school. We would watch all kinds of movies. Never heard of this film. So, well, let's get into the first category then. Of course, we do 5 categories, starting with the plot. The plot. Would you like to go first, Dan? Tell us, since you are more familiar with this film. Why don't you tell the people? Of course, we always love Dan's takes on plots.
All right. The plot of the movie is this turkey is trying to tell his fellow turkeys that that they're all on a menu, and it's called Thanksgiving menu, and you eat, they get eaten, and so and everybody doesn't believe him, so then they throw him out of the I don't know what you would want to call it. The clan.
The clan.
They throw him out, and there's the old crazy guy goes, "Oh, he was right. They're gonna eat us all."
Because it's a turkey farm, yeah.
Yeah. So they betray him and say, take Roger instead. They throw him out, and then he becomes the pardoned turkey.
Right, because I didn't realize that was a presidential, an American tradition that the president pardons a turkey every year. How have I been an American my whole life and not known this?
I know, crazy, right?
So
I've known it since 2013 when this movie.
See, look at this movie taught you a little bit about our country.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if it's a real thing. And then every Thanksgiving there is a pardoned turkey, so that's strange.
Yep, they even have clips of it.
Yep.
Bush, Clinton, Reagan, JFK.
Yep.
So, all right, so he becomes the pardoned turkey, and then this is where it gets interesting, guys.
That's it. And then some other turkey comes into his pathway to let him know that he is the one to change, to get turkeys off the menu for good, because they're going to go back in time and stop the first Thanksgiving from having to be turkeys. And that's where, at the end the pizza comes in. But so they go through this elaborate scheme for going into the past and finding other turkeys that are a little smarter than their turkeys. And I don't know, it's a strange but fun type of movie to watch. I mean, it's very interesting.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different. So of course, if anybody is new here, we do a point system where, each category we talk about it, and then we say, do you give it a point? Is it worth it? Did you like how it went? Did it speak to you? So this movie is very peculiar. So Dan, based on what you know about the plot and how you viewed it, I'm just going to go ahead and curious to say, like you said, it's kind of weird, kind of strange. What kind of point would you give this kind of movie? And then I'll give my
I give it a point because I enjoy this cartoon. I've watched it like at least once a year.
Okay.
Around the Thanksgiving time.
Of course.
Since the movie came out. So I'll give it a point.
It's
an enjoyable cartoon.
Thought this movie was weird and boring.
Really? You thought it was boring?
I was trying not to fall asleep. I'm like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden it's like the turkeys are going back in time. I'm like, back in time? They like sneak into a military base or whatever it was, or science building or whatever. And it's just like they're going back in time to stop Thanksgiving. And then, like you said, at the end of it, they accomplish this mission somehow because they break the space-time continuum or whatever, and they bring later on, they bring pizza back from the future and give it to the natives and the pilgrims. And so then they break fast, if you will, by celebrating with pizza. Like, and okay, I'm not trying to be that person, but I'm like, it's supposed to be coming from Greek and Italian people, right? And so now you've got like these American, like this would just mess up our whole historical basis for pizza. Like, imagine the arguments, the history is just broken at this point. I don't know. And also I didn't think it was I didn't think it was too funny. I thought I'll just go ahead and say, even though Owen Wilson was in this, and I love Owen Wilson, but it was just like, then the doorknob thing. Like the main turkey, the heroic turkey who apparently has like memory problems, he has this magic doorknob that some turkey in the sky gave him.
That's it.
And like, I just didn't think that it was a cohesive story. And then he becomes Indian turkeys. Yeah, Indian turkeys. Then there was like
he told me, and then
all the way at the end, when you have modern day era, when they're celebrating Thanksgiving and it's pizza, the guy's, and this is just a little thing, but the guy is literally slicing an already sliced pizza. Like he took the pizza slicer, and there's already slices of pizza in there, and that irritated me all the way at the end of it, because they're like, it's already sliced. It's already sliced. And I mean, and I guess I was
sliced from the pizza shop.
I will say I was curious to know how the freak are they going to end this movie, because I was thinking in my mind, well, we already know how it's going to end because we're all celebrating with Thanksgiving turkey, but they're still going to attempt to do this. So I will say it was quite the plot twist when they succeeded, but I think it's just a ridiculous concept because of the fact that they didn't succeed. I give it 0 points. Like, this is a weird movie. Now I do understand that this was a not an up and coming production as far as like the crew and the company that they worked with. It wasn't necessarily like a Hollywood Pixar film or whatever like that. This was like an indie kind of film.
Right.
So, but still. And there was apparently a lot of backlash. Like people were saying they were trying to cancel Thanksgiving, make this was like a vegan pushing kind of thing agenda, but the director said no, it wasn't anything like that. It was just a concept and they ran with it. So
right. It was just supposed to be for fun and stuff like that.
Because parents were like, how am I supposed to take my, like me, I'm like, how am I supposed to take my kids to watch a movie where in the end they all die anyway because we're celebrating with Thanksgiving turkey? Surprise! So
Surprise.
I will say hand clap for the surprise there. So all right.
And you gotta think pizza does have pepperoni and meats on it. So
although they had cheese pizza.
It was only cheese. I guess I didn't.
When the Pilgrims and the Indians shared pizza together, it was cheese pizza.
Oh, that'd be the grossest pizza ever. Actually,
it's the blandest pizza for sure.
Yeah,
so that's my take.
Gotta have some meat on their pizza, you know. I mean, even some pineapple. Put some pineapple on that pizza.
I mean, dude, the Indian turkeys went to war against the Pilgrims, and they were shooting pumpkins on fire at them.
Exactly. That's so funny.
And they thought they had a chance.
This was like a goofy movie, so it makes me laugh, because I get to sit down and turn off my brain.
I get it. I couldn't. I'm like, this movie's weird. And then like the main Pilgrim guy was kind of like a Texas Australian colonist. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But moving on. Moving on.
We'll go with voice acting. Obviously, just not total acting because it's a animated cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Got like you said, Owen Wilson. Got Woody Harrelson as Jake. So
the guy
funny.
with doorknob.
I like the fights with the two big.
That was pretty good though.
Turkeys.
Yeah, where turkeys when they get mad at each other, the thing down here they expand it and like bump against each other to like that was funny. I will say, like, where is this going?
Yeah, so funny.
And Amy Poehler, how do you ever Poehler?
Yeah.
Poehler, she's in this.
Yeah. And Jimmy Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
He's leather beak, whatever.
The chief of the Indian turkeys.
Yeah. Keith David. What's that name there? Calm Meat Many. I know the guy. I've seen him in other movies. I just can't pronounce his name.
Oh, George Takei was also in this. Takei, whoever you talk to. He was in this as Steve. He was the computer inside the spaceship that was carrying, the time traveling device. Ship.
So funny. So yeah, I guess I'll give the acting a point. I just, because I like the actors and I think they did a great job.
There's a lot of good actors in here, and I won't take too long on acting because just because you have maybe in my opinion, a subpar plot, I think kudos to actors that are able to kind of pull it off. I wasn't expecting Owen Wilson, and I'm like, is that Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
And
cars,
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, like they did a good job being the characters that they were given. So, and who doesn't love Owen Wilson? So I will give acting a point because I did think that as far as the voice work goes, they did a good job. It's not their fault that the script was the way that it was.
Right. Solo Lobo. He wants to be the lone wolf. Oh
my gosh. These movies.
That was hilarious. All right. So I guess before we get into cinematography, let's do a quick little commercial break, everybody. So Tabitha, what is it that we do here?
What is it we do here, Dan?
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And that is beautiful, everybody. So don't forget, the holiday seasons are upon us. We do sell beautiful hoodies and things that can keep you warm. So why don't you go to our shop page, www.insidetheboothtv.com/shop, and buy something for yourself.
And of course, all the links are in the description box down below if you don't feel like typing it in yourself, because we understand.
That's right.
Such hard work to.
And don't forget to support us by subscribing to the channel, vanquishing the like button.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
Get notified.
When you do ring that bell, that's right. You get notified for our upcoming videos that get posted. So I think that's it. So everybody is whoever is watching right now, thanks for watching. We can't see your names at the moment because,
but we know you're there. We just know. We live by faith around here.
We just know this is a pre-recorded video, just to let everybody know. But you know what? You watching still helps support us. So thank you
for sure. And feel free to comment down below as we go along. Like, let us know your thoughts. What did you think? Would you give this movie, like each category, a plot? Let us know. We'll go back and read it. I promise. I swears on the precious. But
that's right.
All right. The next category would be cinematography. Dan's favorite kind of photography. So
my favorite photography. Yes.
Of all the photographies out there, cinema is his favorite.
Cinema.
Okay. I'm going to go first on this one. I didn't like it.
Oh, really?
I know that this was kind of a low-budgeted film, and this was also back in 2013. We've come a long way, but wasn't Toy Story 3 already coming out? And I know they have a bigger budget, but still, like, the feathers on these turkeys look like pine cones. And a lot of the colors, like the textures of everything, were kind of flat, right? They were kind of like a matte finish everywhere. So it looked a little bit like an upper scale Nickelodeon cartoon, in my opinion. I just really wasn't that impressed. So the fact that you've got, for me, again, a lackluster plot, and then cinematography, or, the animation, because we when it comes to, animated movies, we kind of couple it together with our cinematography. I just wasn't impressed. And so I really, like I said, and the fact that the feathers, like for every single one, pretty much, especially the big bulky ones, they look like pine cones. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 0. No point from 10. I know.
Little harsh there, I think.
I know. We drink more coffee and maybe I'll get nicer.
Yeah, well, maybe you got to watch the movie a couple more times.
Don't make me do it, Dan. I mean, were you impressed by this?
I generally liked how the animation turned out. I guess I'm a simple guy. I like the simple animation stuff, especially like, some of the lighting that they did in there, and some of the scenes that were, I don't know. I liked it. I did like it. So I'll give it a point. But one of my favorite scenes is when they're in the underground base, and one of the guys is like, we got a contaminant. What is it? It's a turkey. How should I address it? He goes, with cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. Fresh cranberry sauce.
So, and I don't know. I liked all the little funny puns and things that they did. Also, I mean, that's part of acting, but
yeah, the writing and the acting.
But I did like the cartoony feel of the movie. I guess I didn't see the whole pine coney thing where the feathers are not perfectly done. But
it kept grabbing my attention anytime, like especially like the bigger turkeys were there, and I'm like, ah.
Well,
So,
then, I guess
there
I
it
have to
is.
pay better attention.
Pay attention, Dan. I was falling asleep and I noticed that. So that's a point for you, 0 points for me.
Yeah.
So next on the list, let's bring it. Let's bring it on. What's next on the list? Music, the score, the composition. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it kind of short here, just because again I was struggling not to fall asleep. Is that I will give it a half a point simply because I don't remember anything memorable about it, but I'm sure that there were moments that really fit the scenes, especially like the time travel bit. You know, I will say I did kind of backtracking in cinematography. I will say that scene was really cool. I almost thought that they were going to switch it over to like almost that hand drawn look because the way the egg and the colors and things like that had kind of shifted.
Right.
But you know, that's neither here nor there anymore. We've moved on. But the music, like it was intense for that moment. You know, sound effects and things like that were good for that scene. So just for that, I think I'll give it a half a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the scene where they're burning down the tree that they live in, you know, and the dogs are running through.
Turkeys living in a tree could happen.
Yeah. You know, where do turkeys live when they
wander the forest? Well, they build like little burrows and stuff like that, don't they?
I don't know.
With leaves and stuff, at least for their eggs and stuff.
I know. A lot of my friends, they do turkey hunting and stuff, and I've never really asked them where they.
You've never asked them, Dan? What do you do with your time?
Live? How come you don't see them until turkey season? You know.
Oh, we see them all the time. They just scour the land. They wander through the trees.
I guess New York is a little different.
So let me write down my half point here. All right, Dan, impress me.
Impress you? Well, I'll give it a point, just because I did enjoy the music. You know, in the scenes that it fit the scenes. You know, it made the movie move along. In my opinion, obviously
I can't say that. Yeah,
fell asleep. So you know, I mean.
Just trying not to fall asleep.
Falling asleep.
Just trying not to. I'm sitting there going, when will it end? Okay. So,
all right.
Okay. All right.
So last but not least,
the allegory.
The allegory. That's right.
I want Dan to go first.
You want me to go first? All right. Well, let's see here. I would say. Oh, did I already give the music a point? I don't even remember if I said that.
Yeah, you said just a couple seconds ago.
Oh, can you believe it? So the allegory. I say there's a lot of like redemption in this movie where he has to the main turkey that's played it's Reggie, that's played by Owen Wilson. He has to kind of find himself. Find who he is. You know, he needs to find his identity because he doesn't believe that there's this great turkey, which is obviously in the end he's the one that becomes the great turkey because he's got to travel back in time to tell Jake the bird as a baby bird about everything. It's you know, but he has to find himself. He has to, you know, come to grips that he is the one that he needs to believe in. So.
I think it's a little narcissistic in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean it is a little bit. So, I mean it's not. I don't think it's like the best allegory, but I'll give it a point or half a point. I don't know.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
I'll give it a point. Sure.
Okay. Dan's solid. Like Dan is dedicated all the way through.
Yeah. Well, you know. It's just an enjoyable movie to watch, I think, in my opinion.
For Dan,
Yeah, that's right.
I was at the end of it, and I'm like, I'm supposed to think of an allegory or see something. The only thing I could really see, honestly, is, and it's not really an allegory. It's more of like nerds, science, irritation, whatever. It's just like this space-time continuum and everything is just broken. And does it make sense? You've altered history, and like, don't do that. So, guys, if you ever get the opportunity to change history or to go back in time or go forward in time, don't do it. There are repercussions. And as much as we all love pizza, I don't want to be eating pizza on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. Unless you do. I mean, you know,
unless you
kids would love it.
You know, if you want to break tradition from time to time, sure. But this was a nationwide extravaganza. And you think of the consequences that would have come from not eating turkeys on Thanksgiving. We would be overrun in our forests by turkeys. There would be, there would be too many.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, the hard effort and the work that goes in and the family time would be deconstructed because it doesn't take as much effort to make a pizza as it does to savor and build upon the turkey. And nobody would be drooling. Like, I just don't mess with it.
Just don't mess with it.
Don't mess with it. I don't really have an allegory.
Today. Don't
mess with time. That's my allegory. So this is at the point of the show where I tally up the votes, and I'll do it much faster than the rest of our country could ever possibly do. And Dan, say the thing while I count.
The thing, huh? Well, the thing is, I don't know what the thing is. Just thank you guys for watching us. And we know this show is a little bit of a shorter show because we are not live to read everybody's comments and you know, tell us what they think of the movie, if they've ever seen it or if they've ever heard of this movie. Because this movie I don't think was too well known when it came out. I don't think a lot of people knew about it, or
it was competing with a lot of other movies at the time.
Yeah,
they basically tried to squeeze into a good time frame because, like I said, Toy Story 3 was scheduled to come out and all this kind of stuff. They were actually going to come out a year later, but they had an opportunity to have it. So I think that it kind of goes with it too. There might have been some crunch time element to the process of this movie, which kind of hurt it. But they were like, well, we need that real estate of time in order to, that space, that perfect wedge space, but it didn't really benefit them anyway. So,
that's too bad for them.
So, out of 10 possible points that this movie could get, Dan, what do you think this movie got?
5.
5? You would be wrong, and I am disheartened to see that it is a 6.5.
Oh, 6.5. Oh, nice.
This movie doesn't deserve it. It's trash.
So you know, it's you know how things are. You round up the numbers, right? So
that's not what I didn't do.
This movie got a 10. Everybody.
Yeah, going from 6.5 to a 10. Sure.
You round up.
Exactly. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Dan. But so that's our take on Freebirds, everybody. A 6.5 out of 10. Maybe some people liked it. Maybe some people are like me, and I'm like, well, no thanks. But, you know, either way, it's kind of nice. I will say it's kind of nice to have a Thanksgiving movie to watch, you know, maybe with your family, with your kids and things like that. Just to mix it up because we don't give Thanksgiving the recognition that it should have.
We don't have a lot of Thanksgiving movies out there, you know?
Right. And this coming week is going to be Thanksgiving. So thank you for spending some time with us already. You might be traveling. Be safe out there. You know, watch those people that don't use their blinkers. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And of course, be sure to look for us on Tuesday. We do post, either we go live or we post every Sunday and Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it looks like
for this week, right?
We're going to look for this week. It's going to be The Brothers, I believe it is. It on Tuesday?
I think so.
All right. So we're going to be having The Brothers' take on another wonderful classic movie. You got to like and subscribe. You got to ring the notification bell to find out what we will be talking about next here on Inside the Booth. Thanks for being with us, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, everybody. Bye. Let's find a goodbye video. I don't think we have anything that's like Thanksgiving-y. Oh, well, I'll use the normal one.
Are you not entertained?